Hello everyone, this is Naveen Motwani and you're listening to me on my YouTube channel Developer Wisdom. This is the course on reactive programming using RxJS in Angular, and in this video I'm going to talk about the RxJS operator. More specifically, I'm going to cover what is operator, what are the type of operators, how we can read a marble diagram, and then I'll end this video by explaining a very basic operator. So let's get started. Operators are basically functions which takes an input, process it and give you a desired result. And in case of RxJS, operators play a very crucial role. And if I say without operators, RxJS won't be more effective, so I won't be wrong. Now, if I talk about the definition, as per the RxJS, operators are the essential piece that allow complex asynchronous code to be easily composed in a declarative manner. Now, what they are saying is, let's try to understand this with a very basic example. Now, just think about a scenario where you have a single page application and you have a API and a Angular application setup, and you want to implement a search functionality where search will be triggered using a text box. Now, the first requirement is in such a way that you you want to wait for user to finish his typing before you make an HTTP call. And the second requirement is, let's say user is searching for a product called Yama and suddenly he changes his mind within a second or within a millisecond and he tried to search for Honda. Basically, we are changing the search criteria very frequently. So in that case, what we want is cancel the existing API call and make a new API call. Now to implement this kind of scenario, you probably have to write a lot of code and very complex logic. But using RxJS operators, it's just matter of calling couple of operators. That's it. And that is why the operators are so powerful. If you look at the example which I have shared, you will find I have actually implemented this scenario and I have cancelled all the existing API calls as soon as the user changes the search criteria frequently. Now, how I have done that, I'll be explaining that in later in the course. But for now, let's try to understand the basic of operators and how many types of operators available. So in general, we have two type of operators. One is creation operators and other is pipable operators. As the name suggests, creation operators are used to create an observable and pipable operators are basically a pure function which takes an observable stream as an input, process it and gives you output stream. Now, as it is a pure function, so it does not modify the input stream itself, but gives you a desired output result. Now, what I'm trying to say is let's try to understand this with an example. Let's jump into the code and let's get our hands dirty. For this demo, I'm going to use the Stackblades RxJS template. And to save some time, I have already set up that and added some code. I'll just walk you through with this code. So here is my RxJS template in Stackblades. Now, if you want to introduce RxJS in your project, so you just have to go to package.json and specify the RxJS and the dependencies for the and specify the particular version. If you are using an Angular application, you will find the RxJS dependencies already included in the package.json file. Alright, so now let's go to the code and understand what this is trying to do. So this is a creation operator and using this we can create an observable. Now when I was explaining the observable, I said we can create any type of observables like numbers, strings, custom objects or number of operations as well. So here what I'm doing is I'm trying to create an observable of a number type and using of I can do that. To use any operator in the RxJS you have to import it first and that's what I did over here. I have imported of which is coming directly from the RxJS. There is one more thing to observe is like what I generally do is whenever I create an observable I follow this convention that I use the dollar sign after that so that looking at the variable name itself I know like yeah this is not any other variable, it's an observable and to get the value out of it you have to subscribe it. So in the very next line what I'm doing is I'm just subscribing this observable and I'm trying to print all the emitted values in the console. So let's try to run that and see what is the output. To run that, I have to make some page changes and click on save. Let me do that. Yes, so this program has run successfully and it has emitted all the values which I needed. So this is the creation operator. There are multiple operators available here, but for now I think off is sufficient for us. Now let's talk about the pipeable operator very quickly. So pipeable operators are basically a pure function which I said like it does not modify the input stream and it does the job for you. So now let's just think about a scenario where you want to process this emitted values and you want to multiply that with a particular number, let's say 10, and print it into console. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly write some code which does the job for me. So pipeable operator generally used, or pipeable operator, the syntax for pipeable operator is like this. You have to specify a pipe and you have to say, yeah, this operator I want to pipe it. Now as we were importing off operator, we also need to import this map operator as well. So I'll just say auto import it and it does the job for me. Now there's one thing to observe is the off operator comes from the RxJS, but this pipeable operator comes from the RxJS slash operator module. So this generally all the operators which we use, it comes from the operators module. Okay, so I'll just write few lines over which basically does the job for me. I'll say element, and this is a shorthand for creating a function. It's called lambda expression something or a callback function. And I'll say element into 10, and let me subscribe to this quickly, and I'll say element slash console.log and element. Okay, now let's run this program. I am not seeing any error, combine error. I'll just clean it up. So I'm expecting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in the very next few lines should be 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Let's run that. Bingo, we got what we were expecting. Now this is a very basic example. In this course I'm going to explain the very commonly used scenarios. Let's say we generally get the data from the API, but that data is not ready to display it directly to the user. So we generally map to a different model and then display it to the user. So we will be doing that stuff as well later in the course. One more thing I said, like these map are these pipeable operators are the pure function and it does not modify the input stream itself. So what does that mean is when I say map it and multiply it with the 10, I don't want this number observable to be changed. So if I just go ahead and paste it over here and clean this up, so I am expecting 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50, and after that I am just expecting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that will prove this map operator has not modified the input stream itself. So let's just go ahead and run that. Bingo. So that's what we were expecting and that's what we have got. And so that was our map operator, which is a pipeable operator, and this is off, which is a creation operator. There are multiple operators available, and as I said, without operators, RxJS won't be more effective. Now before I end this video, I want to cover one more operator called tab, which is used for debugging purposes, or you can use it for performing any other operation on a emitted item. But for this example, I'm going to debug whether the map operator is working fine or not. And the way I debug it is I will print the emitted value of this guy before map and after the map, so that we know like the processing has been done or not. So let's try to implement it, and I'll say element, and I will say console.log, and I also say before map value before map, I think. that makes more sense. And the same I'll do after the map. Now, as I said previously, if you want to use any operator, you first have to import it. So I'll just say import, and we are not having any compile time error. Now, better visibility, I'll just remove this line and clear the console and just run this program. Perfect. So we can see value before map was 1. Oh, I didn't change that. So I'll just do after. I'll clear console and I'll say alright. So value before map was 1. Value after map was 10, 2, 20, 3, 30, and so on. This is one of the way to make sure the operators are working fine or not. Now the next thing I want to talk about is marble diagram. Now why this marble diagram is required or why they have created it. So the reason is because the map and tap and there are few operators which is very easy to understand, but there are other complex stuff which is very hard to understand. And as we know, like if we have a picture of something, it is very easier to understand. So that's why they came up with something called a marble diagram. Let's try to understand a marble diagram of map operator, and this way we know like what are the elements of marble diagram. This is the marble diagram of a map operator, and in general the marble diagram shares the same fundamentals. So before I get into those details, I would like to give you a quick recap of my last video where I explained the type of responses from an observable stream. So in general, observable can emit three type of responses. One, it can emit an item which is represented by this circle in this marble diagram. Another, it can emit an error which we saw in our last video and it represented by a cross sign in this marble diagram. The last, it can say complete, that means it is not going to emit any item in the future, and that represented by this vertical line in this marble diagram. Now there are three more elements of this marble diagram, these two lines and this rectangular box. Now this first line represents the input observable stream, where the last line represents the output observable stream. And between this box represents the operator and the text written in this box represents the transformation applied on this emitted item from this input observable stream. Now let's try to understand this complete flow using this marble diagram. So the first item which was emitted from this observable stream was 4, and now we have applied an operator which basically tries to transform it and try to multiply it by 10. So as soon as it passes through this operator, it is going to emit item which is 40. So the next item emitted by input observable stream is 6, and the same transformation is going to be applied and the 60 is going to be emitted from this operator. Now as soon as we move to third item, it says it is a, which is a alphabet and it's not a integer. So as soon as it operator applies this transformation, it emits an error because a cannot be or a string cannot be multiplied by 10. So in that case the error is going to be emitted, and as we explained that in our last video, if you do not uh, handle the error properly in the operator or in the observable or in the observer, so that is not going to emit any item in the future. So that's how this marble diagram looks like, and I hope now it's more clear to you like how we basically picturize or how using a diagram we can explain or we can understand the operator behavior. Now I hope you should be okay with the concepts of operator and you should feel more confident about reading a marble diagram. And this is it from this video, and if you like my work, please subscribe to my channel and hit a like button. I'll see you in the next video.